Welcome to today's market report. European stock markets are seen opening higher on Thursday, with investors looking for additional fiscal spending following a projected win for Democrats in the US Senate, even after amid tumultuous scenes in Washington, D.C. DAX futures contract in Germany traded 0.6% higher, CAC 40 climbed 0.6% higher, FTSE 100 rose 0.7%. The Democrat pair of Jon Ossoff and Raphael Warnock are projected to have won the two Senate seats in Georgia, unseating their Republican rivals David Perdue and Kelly Loeffler. Democrats are now set to have control of the White House, the Senate, and the House of Representatives, raising expectations that President-elect Joe Biden will have an easier path to push his agenda, including more stimulus measures, when his administration takes over in a couple of weeks. This optimism appears to be undimmed by violent scenes in Washington on Wednesday, as supporters of President Donald Trump stormed the Capitol, where lawmakers were meeting to confirm Biden's victory in November's presidential election. Biden called the riot an insurrection, while Trump refused to disavow the violence. Back in Europe, the COVID-19 pandemic remains a key concern, with a number of countries forced back into lockdown as new cases continued to mount. The UK reported more than 30,000 new daily cases on Wednesday for the first time since the pandemic started. The European Medicines Agency approved Moderna's COVID-19 vaccine on Wednesday, which is expected to result in the distribution of the drug around the region shortly. Turning to economic data, German factory orders surprised to the upside, climbing 2.3% on the month in November, when a drop of 1.2% had been expected, while Eurozone flash inflation figures and retail sales are due for release later Thursday. In corporate news, LafargeHolcim will be in focus after the world's biggest cement maker said Thursday it plans to buy Firestone Building Products from Bridgestone Americas for $3.4 billion. Oil prices pushed higher on Thursday, with a bigger than expected drop in US crude stockpiles, adding to the bullish tone created by Saudi Arabia's pledge earlier this week to cut output by 1 million barrels per day in February and March, once the chaos in Washington dissolved. Crude futures traded 1.1% higher at $51.16 per barrel. Brent rose 0.9% to $54.81 per barrel. It is the first time since February for crude futures to trade above the $50 level. Gold futures rose 0.9% to $1,925.90 per ounce. On the FX front, GBP/USD is trading around 136 level, ahead of European Open, having failed to find acceptance above 136.30 earlier in the Asian session. From a technical perspective, the horizontal 100-hourly moving average at 136.22 continued to offer stiff resistance to the bulls. Consequently, the price tumbled and breached the 21 and 50 HMAs in a bid to test 200 MNA cushion at 135.80. The price has managed to defend the 200 HMA, although the bounce appears capped by the bearish crossover, with 21 HMA having cut the 50 HMA from above. Eurodollar is battling the 123 level, driven mostly by the dollar, awaiting December inflation figures amid positive Germany factory orders. The pair now faces the next hurdle at 123.60, ahead of 124. The ISM Services Purchasing Managers Index, due out on Thursday as well, provides the final hint toward the official labour figures. While manufacturing PMI was stronger than forecast, the service sector expansion is expected to slow in December. Business optimism is fine, but the dollar, which is torn by a move away from the safe haven currency and higher yields, needs jobs. German Chancellor Angela Merkel says that the coronavirus vaccines give us hope in the pandemic. Her comments come as the country reported 26,391 new infections on Thursday, with additional 1,070 fatalities. The US dollar was trading at 89.472, near its weakest level in nearly 3 years, as the projected Democrat victories in the US Senate runoffs in Georgia pointed to 2 years of loose fiscal and monetary policy. Dollar yen was up 0.2% at 103.29, with the yen underperforming with a fresh state of emergency for Tokyo and the neighboring Saitama, Kanagawa and Chiba prefectures is due to be declared later in the day. This is today's market news. Thanks for listening. We'll see you next time.